Yeah, thanks.
All right, folks, we'll open up right over here to the right. Austin Ward, the podcast.
And you said the other day that you wanted this team to come play angry today. Do you think that they did that today? What's your evaluation of that effort?
Yeah, I just the way we went out in the fourth quarter and won the game. That's something we talked about. In that off week and digesting the Oregon game. It's like, it's one thing to have stats. It's one thing to, get turnovers and everything like that. But at the end of the day, you got to win the game in the fourth quarter. That's it. So we're down by 3 in the fourth quarter. We put a drive together, score a touchdown, and then the defense, gets stops like that. Like that to me is what we got to do if we're going to win these games. And the truth is we don't always find ourselves in games like that. Now, we're going to look back and find that, we should not be in games like this, quite honestly. I mean, that's just the way we look at it. But we are. They're, give Nebraska credit and Matt and the job they did. They, had a hard time the week before. We knew they were going to come out and play us really hard. That's playing in the Big Ten. But to me, that was the idea. Like I kept saying, that go win. How are we going to win the game? We talked about that in the off season or on the off week. We did that. So that we can build on. But certainly if we're going to go 1 for 10 on third down, if we're going to run the football the way we did in this game, we're going to be in a tough spot in terms of putting the defense in the situations they were in and also the turnover. So, but I do like the way we kept playing, even after, a couple of unfortunate things that went on. We got to leave no doubt. We can't leave it up to a call. And that mentality is what we kept talking about, and the crowd, got into it there in the fourth quarter and helped for sure. So I think, being in these situations for this team is going to help us move forward.
Cameron Teague Robinson, The Athletic.
Ryan, I know you have some injuries on the offensive line, but it seemed like they struggled both in the run game and in the pass game today. Was it something? Did Nebraska show you something that you didn't expect, or was it an execution thing on you?
Yeah, I got to go back and watch the film and figure that out myself. It seemed like a little bit of both, quite honestly, and it's not good enough. We got to be able to run the football. We didn't do that today, and that's why we put the defense in bad spots. That's why we were 1 for 10 on third down, and 1 for 2 in fourth downs. So I do think that it's good to see us put together that drive. We were explosive in the pass game, and Will threw some balls down the field, but the turnover put us in a really bad spot on defense. But I really liked the way the defense played. I thought we played with energy, we played with fire, we kept fighting, even though there were some tough spots early in the game.
Over to the right, Dylan Davis, Delaware Gazette.
Ryan, do you have any kind of early prognosis on Zen? And I guess, is Donovan Jackson going out to tackle? Is that your next step if he does miss time? Is that your most comfortable option moving forward at left tackle?
We're gonna have to talk about it and figure it out. We knew that if that happened in a game, that was our answer and solution to get out of the game. Now we're gonna have to go back and figure out what's next.
Over to the left, Rob Aller, Columbus Dispatch.
Yeah, Ryan, I know you said Tuesday you were going to launch balls. Were you happy with the performance today? Was that an area of focus going downfield, just trying to stretch it a little bit? And how concerned were you going in?
So when I said that in the press conference, I meant launching balls on our defense. I think it was perceived the other way, which I was kind of a little nervous because I knew we were going to launch balls in this game. But we did. Because I remember saying to myself, did I talk about the offense that way? Because we planned on taking some shots in this game. We did. But, yeah, no, I thought that the execution on the throw and catch to Carnell on the big ball was big, and then the one to Jeremiah was really well executed. Timing was right. Good throw, great catch. And then coming out, I thought that was a good call by Chip on the first down. We were struggling running the ball to set up that play action pass down the sideline to Carnell, which kind of got us into plus territory and then allowed us to score. So I thought that part was a positive coming out.
And folks, we have Cody Simon in the back right now. Over here to the front, Tim May, Letterman Row.
Yeah, Ryan, obviously you didn't agree with the targeting call, it appeared, by your reaction. What was your take on that? And then number two, Cody Simon just seemed to play, for one of another term, possessed in several instances today.
I'm glad you used that word. That was a word that we talked about coming in, just being possessed and playing that way. And that's the mentality that he took coming into the game. And, I thought we played that way on defense. We played angry. We played possessed. Guys were running around all over the place. And that's the way we got to play all the time. And so now we got to do that again this week. It can't just be, 1 week, and then the next week it's different. It has to be consistent week after week after week, and that starts with our week of preparation. I thought we had a good week of preparation. I thought the coaches did a good job. We got in there. We figured out what we wanted to get done. We practiced hard. We pushed all the buttons, and so we won a game on defense here, which was great. There was another part of the question.
Obviously, you didn't agree with the targeting call.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything right now on that. Yeah.
Over
I'll just
to the
get
left.
myself in trouble.
Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Ron, what are you thinking with 10 minutes to go when Nebraska takes that lead? I know you wanted to come out at halftime, score, kind of put the game under your control. It didn't happen.
Yep.
I mean, everything was going against you. What are you thinking at that point?
No, I just, what do we got to do to get going? And then, we got to find a way to win the game in the fourth quarter. And that feeling that you're talking about right there is where, when we find ourselves in these matchup games, it's almost like the first time you're in that feeling. Okay, like, how do we got to go do this? Well, we got to get the guys together, figure out how we're going to go win the game, and then go do it. And, part of it is for the coaches to put the players in the right situation to be successful, but part of it is the players to go win the game. And it's our job as coaches to make sure we give them the right environment to go take over the game. And I thought we did that today on defense.
All right, folks, I'm going to have Jordan Hancock go to the second table to the back. So, and then continuing on with Coach Day, over to the right, Stephen Means, Cleveland.com.
Right. I think there was a point where you went over to the entire offensive line and you were pretty animated after I think you guys failed to convert on a 2nd and 2 and then a 3rd and 1 in that situation. And you're going through some struggles here with some injuries there. But were you maybe expecting more from that group today than maybe what you got?
Yeah, we need to run the football. I think we ran the ball for 64 yards. And 24 was up from Will. So that's not even close to good enough. So we're averaging under 3 yards a carry with Quinshon and Travion. That's not getting it done. We got to do better than that.
Over to the state of the right, Spencer Holbrook, Letterman Row.
Ryan, do you guys currently have confidence that Jaden can make field goals?
Yes, we do. We do. We see it every day in practice, and we do. We have confidence in Jaden. I know I missed that one, but yeah, we do. We have confidence that he can make kicks.
Over to the right, Bill Landis, Kings of the North.
Ryan, prior to Zen's injury, did you guys ever consider taking him out of the game? It seemed like he was giving up quite a few pressures, some that led to sacks, one that led to a fumble. And then since you did not take him out of the game, what was that thought process there?
Felt like for his first start, he had to play through it. Didn't want to, panic and just pull him out, because it's your first start, so there's some things you're going through, and some whether it's first time jitters or whatever it might be. You're pressing and you're trying to get your feet underneath you. So we wanted him to play through that and see how that went. We'll see how he is now after the game.
And final question for Coach, front row, Stefan Kreisnick, Cleveland.com.
Ryan, you talked the last week plus about sitting on the Oregon loss because you had that bye week. Do you feel like you got the response you wanted? Do you feel like they flushed that game like you wanted?
Well, I certainly think on defense that the response was excellent. I just like the way our demeanor was, the way we were, we were playing, we were flying around, we were getting lined up. A lot of things to build on there coming out of the game. Again, on offense, we got to do a better job in a few different areas there. So that we got to get back to the drawing board and figure that part out, because we got a big challenge here against Penn State.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach. All right, folks, we're going to bring Quinshon Judkins to the front podium. And we are open for questions. Over here to the left, Rob.